was terrible.
Killer recently entered this bar. Maybe some... Good evening, sir.
Wow, you look like you need a drink.
Yes. I apologize for my outfit. A long night.
Been there, seen that. Don't worry, things can only get worse.
What's going on around here? It's like everybody is hiding.
You must be new here. Have you not heard about the murders? Everybody fears the return of the sewer dog.
You make it sound like it's a fairy tale.
People will always believe in monsters. It's easier than accepting their own darkness. We can all be monsters.
Who is this sewer dog?
It's the local bogeyman. Convenient answer for every crime that happened for decades. You murdered someone, blame the sewer dog, eh?
Has anybody entered the bar recently?
Can't say. Sorry. I spent the night making love to that gorgeous bottle, see?
This is important. Sir, are you sure no one has come in here in the last few hours?
I don't know and I don't care. This is a free country. People still have the right to come and go, don't they?
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
It didn't deserve this.
Hello, sir. Are you all right? Is there any way I can help you?
I don't know. Maybe you could just talk to me.
Maybe you prefer to speak with Tom, then. He's more agreeable talking to strangers.
What is this place?
This is Tom's bar, the Turquoise Turtle. I'm the barmaid here, Sabrina, if you want to know.
Are you always open this late at night?
No, it's only since the epidemic started. Tom thought that people may need a safe place to stay.
You don't seem to have much business. Where is everybody?
Well, most people are sleeping right now. And those that are awake tend to avoid going out. What with the murders and all.
What's going on around here? Where is everyone?
Too many dead, sir. First the epidemic, and now all these terrible murders.
What have you heard about the epidemic?
There's a Spanish flu. Yeah. Killed so many last summer. Thought we'd seen the last of it. Dozens dying every week.
Are the authorities doing anything?
Nothing. There are so many quarantine zones in London now. It's gotten really hard to travel across town.
The murders. What can you say about them?
Bodies found in the streets every morning. Drained of blood. It's just horrible. Some say the sewer dog is back.
The sewer dog? What's that?
No one knows. People have always disappeared around these parts. The ancients say it's the sewer dog coming out to feed. But now he's killing in the streets.
I just want to talk. I didn't mean to scare you.
I'm not afraid, sir. It's just I've other customers to take care of.
I only see one customer.
Oh. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I best check on them.
I'll leave then. Thank you.
Not long ago, this sort of mess would have given me a laugh.
Are they stupid?
Oh, God, sir. You look like Jonah's whale just spat you out of hell. Can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty.
Well, grab a chair and get some rest. This is going to be another long night.
Why is it going to be a long night?
You must be new around here. Don't you know about the murders?
Tell me more about these murders.
Every morning for the last few weeks, bodies have been found. And those poor sods didn't die of flu.
Do the police have any leads on a suspect?
Even before the outbreak, coppers never came round here. We're on our own. People die in these parts all the time, and no one cares.
Where am I? Where is this place?
You're at my bar, sir, the Turquoise Turtle. The last ray of light in this dangerous part of town.
So you're open all night?
Yep.
Scared?
Scared of what? All the bad shit happens out on the foggy streets. And I never go outside.
I'm looking for someone who might have passed through here recently. Wondered if you might help.
It's been quiet tonight. The only other person I've seen went straight up to his room. Thought it was kind of rude, actually.
You mean he's still here?
Well, yeah. He paid for the entire week.
How long has he been here?
He rented the room a few days ago and didn't say when he'd leave.
Who is this man? What does he look like?
Well, like a gentleman, I guess. Well-dressed, quite polite. A professor or something fancy like that. Always writing, reading notes.
I need to meet this man. I have questions.
Just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard him open his window, so I guess he's still awake. And,
Yes?
no funny business, you hear me? This is a respectable establishment. You again. What can I do for you?
Thank you. Goodbye.
Not long ago, this sort of mess would have given me a laugh.
Hello, sir. Are you all right? Is there any way I can help you?
I don't know. Maybe you could just talk to me.
Maybe you prefer to speak with Tom, then. He's more agreeable talking to strangers.
I'll leave then. Thank you.
This is no place for you. Prewen has several patrols roaming the area.
They do not pursue me.
But they're looking for vampires, and they're most efficient.
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
I think someone is eavesdropping.
Are you certain? You might as well come in, whoever you are.
Slowly, vampire. Who are you?
I mean you no harm.
Saith the vampire. Present yourself.
I need a word. Would anyone?
Well, that's something I can do for you. And who might you be?
Tell me, who are you?
First, tell me what you want. Then I may tell you.
That's none of your concern.
Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree. So please, indulge me.
Someone is molesting people. In fact, killing them. Biting them.
The calling card of a vampire. Like you.
I've been hunted down in the streets and attacked. I'm a victim here, too.
I believe you.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I'm performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
What have you uncovered concerning the murders?
It started a few nights ago. Rumors of violent murders. The docs have always been, shall we say, somewhat unsavory. But this is different.
How different?
A vampire is at work here. Famished. Reckless. It must be brought to ground, and quickly.
I heard another voice, that of a woman. Who were you talking to?
Ridiculous. I've no idea what you're...
Not to trust you.
Then the feeling is mutual.
And what exactly is this Brotherhood?
Sir, if the name is not familiar to you, then we shall discuss it another time.
Then help me find the culprit.
I may. If you'll first tell me why you opened this door.
I followed a trail. The scent of blood from a recent victim. It led me here.
You thought I was your aggressor. That explains a great deal. We are both chasing the same shadow.
A shadow, indeed. Yet I heard his voice in my head. There was a moment I believed I was mad.
You should let me handle this affair. You've no idea what you're up against.
No. I will find the monster. He is mine.
How will you do any better than I? But then let me ask you this. What are your intentions if you find the killer?
I will at last have the answers to my questions.
Then I can only wish you good hunting. And pray we shall meet again. Please, leave me alone. I'm certain we shall meet again. Would you be so kind as to leave the room? Go hunt your shadow. Can I have some privacy, please? Go hunt your shadow. Please, leave me alone. Would you be so kind as to leave the room?
Poor Jack. He didn't deserve this.
It's locked.
Something can be done to get out of this bullshit mess. No?
If Swansea is not my attacker, it means somebody else came here tonight. Someone must know something.
Welcome back. Did you find what you were after?
I can't say I have. Are you sure no one else came into your bar before I arrived?
Hey, I told you, you were the only other stranger I've had.
I think you're hiding something from me.
I hide many things from many people, sir. That's what my job's about.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Evening, sir. Can I help you?
I have a few questions for you.
Well, if you must.
I spoke to Dr. Swansea. He's not the man I'm looking for. Now, I want the truth.
The truth? What do you mean?
I suspect that someone else was here tonight, and I don't think Tom wants to tell me about it.
I'm just the barmaid here, okay? If Tom says you're the only visitor we had, then you're the only visitor we had.
I can feel your fear, madam. Please, tell me what's going on.
It's Will. William Bishop. He came in here earlier tonight and he... Well, I thought he was going to clock someone.
Why are you so afraid?
I mean, his skin. His hands. I scrubbed every glass and every chair that he touched. God, I hope it's not contagious.
What happened tonight?
He was dead drunk, as usual. My God, his eyes. His face. He must have caught something awful. He shouted and cried. It was terrible.
Tell me about this William Bishop.
Will was a sailor who worked at the canning factory before he lost that job. A nice bloke, really. He's never been violent. Until tonight.
Why keep it a secret? Why not tell me about it?
Tom's nothing if not loyal. After Will lost his job, he offered him one ear. They used to be good mates. But recently, well... Will started to get very aggressive.
I see. Thank you for your candor. I'll be sure to talk to Tom. Hello, sir. May I disturb you again?
And you're still ugly as sin.
I'll leave you to your bottle, then. Hello, sir. May I disturb you again?
And you're still ugly as sin.
I'll leave you to your bottle, then.
I hope I live long enough to see
You again. What can I do for you?
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
You again. What can I do for you?
Tom Talk to me about the visit from your old friend, William.
Yes, Will came by tonight, but he's not my
Why lie to me if he is not your friend?
I didn't lie. I said you were my only unannounced customer, and that's the truth.
Who is he?
William, just an old sailor who loves his gin too much. He worked for years at the canning factory before it closed.
Is he dangerous?
Yeah, like many drunks, he's all bark and no bite. He can barely stand up most of the time.
How was he tonight? Was he different?
Sicker than usual, perhaps. He whined and mumbled about how mean people were to him and how he'd like to talk to me outside, and then he left when I refused.
I need to find him. It's a matter of urgency. Do you know where he is?
You could try his boat. It's up by the North Pier. He sleeps there when he's too drunk to get home.
Please describe him to me.
What do you expect? He's a tall, sick bastard with a bad rash and torn old clothes. William used to be strong. Now he's a mess.
Thank you, Tom.
If you see him, tell him I don't want him back here unless he cleans up his act, okay? I told you all there was to know. Things are turning for the worse around here.
Hello, sir. May I disturb you again?
And you're still ugly as sin.
I'll leave you to your bottle, then.
Look, I told you everything. You best talk to Tom.
Can I have some privacy, please?
I cannot enter.
Not long ago, this basically giving me a laugh.
I hope I live long enough to see them wet boot boys get what's coming to them.
There's gotta be something can be done to get
I
out
think
of
I'm
this
losing my
bullshit.
mind. I should just run as far away from...
I will get to the bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me, to this city.
I have this thirst for blood.
It's locked.
I cannot enter.
It's locked. The body is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood. This man was armed. He tried to defend himself. This corpse has been dried of its blood, just like the previous victim. What's this? Some sort of note. Blood and empty gin bottles. This bishop fellow is something of a heavy drinker. There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach that barge. These men, they're a company of professional vampire hunters.
It's locked, all right.
Over there!
Ammunition crate. Good. I may need a lot of bullets. I feel like I'm back on the front line again.
Shut that foolish mouth of yours. We have an armor cut to be run by anyone. Right. only been part of the guard 3 weeks to the day.
All the more reason to shut it, Mr. Billy. If the man says a bloodsucker's dug in here, you've but one job, and that's to find... Look at it! Vicious buggers! In a bloody train!
Hey.
What's up, what's up, what's up? Testing. Come on, load. There you go.
I say, I can't hear you in the party.
What's up?
Not much, watching your live stream.
Getting killed like a motherfucker.
What?
Hunting by... Getting killed like a motherfucker.
Whoa!
Got some cool abilities on this.
Vampire?
Yeah. That's what it's called, Vampyr.
I never heard of that.
It's brand new, that's why.
How much is it?
Oh, you don't want to know. 60.
Damn.
But you get to be a vampire and eat people. So it's pretty cool. So you can choose to kill people, or you can choose to kill vampires, or you can do both.
It looks good.
Oh yeah. You should. Did you watch the first one?
No, I was on Minecraft.
Oh, I should have it posted on my YouTube thing channel.
I'll check it out.
This is just part 2 currently. I'm just looking for shit right now to loot. The guy has special abilities, so it's freaking tight. I can kill people from across the room.
Jeez.
Yeah. With some type of mist ability.
Yeah.
Ah. Probably wondering why I'm destroying shit. Well, I'm looking for items.
Oh.
Some of them you can, there are parts that you can get in the game to upgrade your weapons, but you gotta find them.
So it's kind of like 7 Days to Die, but with vampires, but you can't build.
Yeah. And you can teleport across the room and shit. You are dead, motherfucker. Dead! Thank you for your money. I get chased by vampire hunters too. No doubt, I think my sire is Dracula. I think my sire is Dracula. Either that or the... It's probably Jack the Ripper, because this is in England.
I do know me and Brian won't be able to get on later.
Yeah, what are you guys doing?
Today's his grandma's birthday, and she passed away last year, so
yeah,
we're gonna go down to the cemetery.
Yeah. I've been working lately. I've been screwed.
Are you still working a shit ton of hours again?
Yeah, I'm working shit ton of hours, but the problem is currently, my sister's boyfriend crashed my grandma's car.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, no, you don't! Oh, no! Ah! He's got a fire crossbow! What the fuck?
You got a vampire hunter?
Yeah. They're all vampire hunters. I haven't gone against the vampire yet. It's at the end of this. I kind of messed up last time and got rid of something I shouldn't have.
Back to sleep? Okay.
Aw, poor Brian.
Are you gonna go to the cemetery with Mom to see Granny? If your dad don't go? Okay.
If his dad don't go, he don't go?
Well, Jeff was close to his mom, and it'll be extremely hard on him, so we don't know if he's gonna go or not. You know how Brian's dad loves to cook?
Yeah.
They cook together.
Uh-huh.
What? It's Kansas. Brian said what up?
Yeah. Tell him to get some sleep.
I can't believe I'm not doing this.
No.
If you guys want to play later, like, I mean not later, well, tonight, tomorrow night.
This is despicable.
Yeah. I work tomorrow.
He's streaming right now.
I work tomorrow.
We can after the stream if you want.
After what?
Your stream?
Oh, I just want to get to the hospital to get my DLC shit. I got a cool suit and a sword and a cool gun.
Yeah.
If I want to resupply shit, boom.
His ass spent $60 on this game. Who's that? Jason who? Am I subscribed to Kansas? I can't even remember. Well, I am subscribed from a bunch of people. What's your YouTube name again?
Castiel. Which it should be there at the bottom. That stream.
No, it's not.
Well, I'll send the actual YouTube thing later to your Facebook.
I already got that.
Yeah. So we got special abilities like this one. Shadow Mist.
No, I was unsubscribed from you.
Oh.
I didn't know. Shadow Mist?
Yep, places a cloud of shadows at the target's feet or yours. The cloud will explode after a short time, causing heavy damage.
Damn.
There are 3 legendary vampires I gotta find, and I wonder what they are.
Satan and his minions.
Probably.
You doing, Brian?
Is he watching the stream?
Yes and no. He's watching the stream, but he's also on his phone.
They just respawned. What the fuck?
Sonic is coming out with a pickle juice slushy.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were fucking respawned, man. What the fuck? I've never seen this happen before.
I was saying, weren't those already gone?
I don't know, but I should sleep more often. So anyway, I gotta break these barriers down before I can start feeding off these people. Oops. I didn't mean to kill him so quickly. That bastard. Oh.
Hey, Kansas? I'll be right back. The alligator got out of her cage.
What?
Yeah.
Good luck.
I'll be back.
The alligator, huh?
Despicable. I can't believe I'm not doing this.
on you. This is my will. I don't give a fuck if you're mad, then too bad. That sounds like personal issue. I walk in, they all stare like, who the fuck? If you're mad, then too bad. That sounds like personal issue. I walk in, they all stare like, who the fuck? Ah, what the fuck? Heck, I think it glitched out. Money, money, money. Money. Money, money, money. Money. Shadow Brian.
It's locked.
Bye, girl. Well, shit. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Hey, I might have to go.
I saw Dork a minute.
Huh?
I saw Dork a minute.
What, she joined a party?
Yeah, she's like, oops, I joined the wrong party on accident.
Of course she did.
Like, bye girl.
Huh?
I was like, bye girl, bye.
Oh.
Are you leaving?
Well, I might have to. Brian got bit by the gator.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You don't believe me? Brian, tell him. Fuck.
Gotta take a picture?
No.
You trying to go to sleep?
No, I'm not. I was just fucking with you.
Oh yeah, you'd be at the hospital right now if you got bit, dude, I'm telling you.
Not necessarily, you got bit before by him. What?
Yeah, but you're there, you would take him to the hospital.
No, I wouldn't.
You liar.
Nope, I don't love him that much.
You liar. Yeah.
He did get bit. He actually has a scar from the last time they bit him.
Yeah, I think he already told me about it.
Can I pick two?
What?
Clowns and dolls.
Clowns and dolls.
Dummies or dolls? Hey Kansas, what scares you the most? Clowns, dummies, Ouija board, dolls, slashers, or zombies?
Clowns. Because zombies I could kill with laughing. Clowns. Clowns are just fucking...
I'm terrified of clowns, dolls, and dummies.
Only the dolls that I have in these shelves.
Yeah.
Because they're the old-fashioned dolls in these shelves up here. I got my light on too, shining right on them. Don't you really? Fucking move, yeah.
Listen. Dolls.
Don't you fucking move, dolls.
Brian said he's gonna go to your house dressed as a clown.
Punch him in the nose.
No, I'll punch you in the nose.
Beep! Okay, you're not a killer clown. Okay, we're good.
Why could I imagine Kansas punching you in the nose, and right when he makes contact, him going boop?
It could happen. Hey, could happen. I mean, I never liked the movie It. Ever.
I hated that movie. It.
Let me guess, Brian likes the movie It?
Yep.
Ah, that motherfucker.
It on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
That's not Pennywise. That doesn't have nothing.
I started out with not that much experience points, and now I have 70.
Clown?
No.
And Stitches.
No.
I am level 5. Okay, I think it's time to go. Do you think?
Go where?
Get my ass beat by this vampire?
Yeah.
It's locked, all right.
Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
There's a fucking cipher right there last time I played the game.
Yeah, which means you can't get on YouTube.
Never mind, I found it. He's dying. I need to hurry. Offhand scythe. Just in case I need to heal. Do you think I need a machete?
I mean, you have guns, don't you?
Yeah, I have guns. Fuck it, I'm not gonna use any of my bullets anyway.
It's locked. This place reeks of bloodshed.
Look at all those bodies on the floor. Hey, that's not creepy enough.
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
I forgot how to hit. Huh?
Dog, cat. Two other dogs in the back door.
On what? You need to do research for the cat's foot before you move.
We are the champions, my friend. We're really fighting until the end.
I cannot enter.
Brian, I think there's something wrong with Kansas.
I won though.
Not war cars.
What?
Well, yeah, I know.
Who looks like who?
Someone made a sandwich and it looks exactly like Donald Trump.
William was an honourable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They stray without me.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by scowl?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe so. I already have.
What?
Indiana Pride Fest.
Yeah.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders.
They fucking littered.
Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help.
Well, no shit. It's a.
Give me a moment to
It's
secure my boat.
it's the gay pride parade, Brian.
That's why.
William was not the evil man they claimed he was.
Then you hate me because I'm bisexual.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must
You litter too, so quit bitching.
Go with a good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
Alright, last call. Nothing here.
This poor creature can't be my mimic. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
You know how easy this guy gets a freaking job in this game? Like,
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital.
reminds me, why the fuck is jobs not that easy to get nowadays?
What manner of creature was it?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What? Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for free.
What, Brian?
You used me to locate that
What did you say,
scowl.
Kansas?
You must know who she is.
I thought you were a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady.
This guy
behind
just
her back.
gets a job
But I
offer to
will
work
tell
at a
you she
hospital
values her privacy.
within seconds of being in London.
Well, London is peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal.
In the game?
Yeah.
If only that were the reality of the situation.
Oh.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
I need to get a new job.
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious resort brotherhood.
Of St. Paul's School, yes. First and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself. Dr.
How do you know who I am?
About to buy me a car.
A surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct.
I knew it. I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Doctor Reed.
Marvelous.
Have we met? I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
Word again. From a so-called man of science.
I understand traditionally the role of science is to refute it. The myth walks among us. The Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. This is so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me begin. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician, I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sick mother. But alas, before contracting this affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed and have a place to hide. I even have the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice. Yours was a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant. Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book. The beginning of a beautiful friendship.
So when are you going to sleep? Huh? You said you don't...
No idea.
You have no idea?
Nope.
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
So, my sister's boyfriend decided he wanted to take my games over to his friend's house to, you know, play over there and then bring him back.
In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to
So I'm missing like $800 worth of games, including Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King Country. Will be
Are you
joining
gonna
us
get
in
him back?
We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent.
Yeah, I'm trying to have my brother get.
Transfusion.
That is good news indeed.
He let someone borrow his games, including GTA 5, and he hasn't gotten them back.
Oh, it's my sister's boyfriend. He lives here, and there's a PlayStation 4 upstairs.
It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship didn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Does he live with you?
Yeah.
Thank
Your assistance is required.
Then go upstairs and take him.
We'll catch up after my ride.
Where's his
Nurse
friend?
Crane, I'm coming.
Oh, it's at his friend's house?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I would go up to my sister and tell her either get my games or... I don't know what.
See, here's the thing. Stuff's missing. It keeps going missing here, and I think it's him. But I don't have any proof.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Mr. Hampton needs me right now.
Yep. How the hell do you keep getting in my town?
Please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
Does that look better?
What?
I'm playing a game.
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
I moved the track. So it's not right in front of the house. I moved it to the side.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound. Take my word, I was.
I need to put a dome over this.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Come on, get unstuck.
Keep one out. Okay? Keep one headphone out.
Dance with me, the dance, life and death.
Is it connected?
No more. Not tonight.
Not like this. I will not take another life.
Oh, you mean my broadcast?
No, Brian's watching a video, so he's putting headphones in.
Oh. Mine stopped for a second. They were doing a creepy thing, like, I'm supposed to mesmerize this guy.
Yeah.
I was gonna either kill him or let him go. I decided to let him go because I get more experience later on. Though killing him would have been fun. Because he was a dick bag.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go, but no famished hunter can run for long.
I cannot enter.
But no famished hunter can run for long.
It's locked.
you see what level those guys were? Level 10, what the fuck? I'm only level 5. These motherfuckers.
It's locked, all right.
Guess I'll have to come here later.
I cannot enter.
Swear to God, I've seen somebody come this way.
It's locked, all right.
But again, I've never been this way before, so. There's always a chance of me dying. You just wondering what I'm doing?
No, man.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Victoria?
Expanding.
What?
My town.
Oh, I never had that happen before. Damn. So being level 5 really sucks in a level 11 vampire zone. I need more endurance to go in this area, that's for sure. Or probably my sword. Come on, load up. For real? This is where you take me? him. Ah, fuck it. I killed him last time when he's... Guess I'm gonna have to stick with that later. Alright, so... Why aren't you playing any games? Pose.
Huh?
Why aren't you guys playing any games, Pose?
I am playing a game right now.
What game you playing?
Minecraft.
Minecraft?
Yeah.
Playing Minecraft, it says 7 days to die. Literally though,
yeah. I'm building a town.
I'm building a drop pit base, and it's day... I want to say 12. No, yeah, day 12. Or 11.
Come on, I don't have all night.
Sure you do.
What are you doing, Brian? Of course.
Watching what?
YouTuber.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Requires urgent medical attention.
That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, Chris. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions first. What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him sooner and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than lives with us.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is Sutter. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs.
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in. How does he fare?
I gave him a...
Thank you, Nurse Crane. Rockefeller University in New York. Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you. He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist. What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely. This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment. It's not exactly the best situation in London either. I can't have expected this hospital to be prepared for what's to come. Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. Just lacks will. What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital? Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits. Tell me more about Cherished people. Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman. You really seem to admire her skills. I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner. Any opinion about the management? I don't always agree with Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis. Ah yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer. Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office.
What's that, 7 days to die?
What?
I hear 7 days to die.
I'm not on 7 days.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Why did I hear the sound?
I don't know. He thinks I'm playing 7 days. Yes, and when I'm done with this, I will play.
I'm about to grab my weapon. It's my shotgun in my ass.
I'm Nurse Gwyneth. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't able to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of it.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised. I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
How are things?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic title for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Do you think this hospital can survive?
We are all volunteers, and we're trying to hold fast. How do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses are already resigned.
I'm not familiar with all your staff. Perhaps you could help.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most? Is there a problem I should know about?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett. He should be a standard for us all. If only he were young.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Why does Dr. Tippett claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think it was just a nurse, does he?
You're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge. I really hope he doesn't.
Goodbye. Call me if you need assistance. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed.
Hey, it's the bastard that stole my pocket watch.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm not a doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during a war, and have carried on ever since. Old habits die.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
How is the situation around?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their life.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous when there's some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing in. I escaped with the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
I'd like to see your book.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Good evening, Nurse Brandon.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye. Call me if you need assistance. Good evening, Doctor.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more unto the breach.
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more unto the breach.
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
Goodbye, Dr. Tibbets. Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Why does Dr. Tibbets claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke.
Dr. Tibbets does...
Of course.
Goodbye. Call me if you need assistance. Good evening.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives.
Goodbye. Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research. Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken a position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mile. But they still call me Thomas Holden.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars. If you get my drift.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after you?
Nobody since the old tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried.
Your face hurts so much more than a smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smile inside.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames were under my skin and burning away.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elton. Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea was recently offered a position in this hospital.
Well, there's a euphemism that will help be appreciated, Doctor.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins. Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
How would you describe the situation at Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic is worse?
You must get a hold of yourself.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
How long have you been with us? You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we just test results away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How long have you been with us?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we just test results away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic? Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Goodbye, husband. Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed? Oh, sorry, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
How did you end up at William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here, this Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for life.
Why did he abduct you?
William.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tension between the gangs and the Dockers Trade Union. The Wet Boot Boys are very mean since they lost their leader.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina that runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Duke Digby.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long. You know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint. Not even criminals.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the cannon factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here in Pembroke. Receiving visits when
you guys still here?
We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking,
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest, and then I can go back to the people who need me.
We'll talk again later.
You guys die on me?
Good evening, Nurse.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
You are going to reveal all your secrets to me, even the darkest thoughts in your heart.
My blood and soul, they belong to you now.
The life running in your veins. This dead flesh needs it.
Oh, please spare me, Dark Queen. Spare your obedient slave.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, it's such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital, instead of a burden.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd. I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Thank you, Nurse Crane. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable, and your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Ackroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Reads me like a book.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland. Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite...
I'm convinced.
Questions remain...
True.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
You seem quite optimistic.
I'm convinced.
Questions remain.
True.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army. Building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Reads me like a book.
I'm alright. Don't waste your...
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here, then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'll let you get some rest, then.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
My sweet girl.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
It's locked, all right.
This hospital seems to be falling apart. But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
You always always knew the words to calm the children, Helen. As for me...
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
I really hope you're right about this, Dr. Aykroyd. I'm trusting your judgment on this.
I'm not the kind of man who runs away from his responsibilities, Dr. Reed. There is no need for you to be looking over my shoulder.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I'm not the kind of man who runs away.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later. Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate. I cannot enter. Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful. Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade, I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
Goodbye, Mr. Chidana. It's locked. It's locked, all right.
What a blundering idiot.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
If only there were more of us, with less resignation and more determined...
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals.
Most.
It would be...
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Tell me why you're extorting money from some of the patients here.
If a patient wants a bed, he'll have to pay me a little fee. That's all.
Where did you get the idea for such an immoral scam?
Funny you should ask. The first time it was from a patient who bribed me to get a bed. It's only then I realized I could make a fortune.
Goodbye, Milton.
Safer here than anywhere else in the East End.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance. Good evening.
Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Safer here than anywhere else in the East End.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve?
I really don't...
No offense.
You were an officer.
How close are you to Miss Hallcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of my blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
You've disgust on every street corner. The daily
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Time has lost its effect on me, but the suffering continues.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
So many deaths.
I wish I could be sick again.
Not of my own life.
Feel my blood boil with the fever.
Again.
Hello again, Dr. Reed. I feel better already.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later. I cannot enter. Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
I'm quite busy.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later. Good evening, Doctor.
And good evening to...
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Don't waste your time with me.
How long must I wait, damn it? Blaming me will not further your agenda, sir. How long's it going to take to fix me properly? A month? A year?
You have the right to disapprove of our methods, and you will kindly apologize when you're feeling better.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Doc.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Reads me like a book. I'll never could keep it.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my...
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
I'm okay.
How painful.
So painful.
I'm sure you...
Not really.
I see.
Yes, maybe.
How painful.
So painful.
I'll let you...
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
You always knew the words to...
What can I do for you, Doctor?
And Mr...
I gave him a...
What kind?
Well, you accepted... You'll get to know him soon.
Thank you, Nurse Crane. Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
You seem worried about the safety of your family. And it's obviously the reason why your wound troubles you so much.
I cannot give up on my children now. They both need me living.
What about their mother, if I may ask?
She died in 1915 during one of the first Zeppelin...
You seem worried about this.
I cannot give up on my children now.
What about their mother, if I may ask?
She died in 1915 during one of the first Zeppelin raids. We never found her body.
Tell me about yourself, Mr.
I'm just a regular...
I was more...
I'm a cop.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
My sweet girl. treats me like a book.
This hospital seems to
I
be
never
falling
could keep
apart.
anything from her.
But in the circumstances,
Good evening.
And good evening to you.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Are going to reveal all your secrets to me. The darkest in your heart.
My blood and soul. They belong to you now.
The life running in your veins. This dead flesh needs it.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are...
I need blood, Doctor.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal...
I will not let you down, my boy.
I'm quite busy.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later. It's locked, all right.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. Daily routine.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. Daily routine.
It's locked. It's locked, all right. It's locked, all right. Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that useful. I want more. I want to make things change.
You should be proud of what you've achieved. This hospital represents hope for many people in need of help.
Maybe you're right. But at the moment, I feel like we're just a cemetery waiting room.
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream.
You should be
Maybe you're right.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
The offer from that Cadogan fellow.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Nurse. Call me if you need... Good evening.
Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doc.
Do you know that Nurse Hawkins is thinking of leaving the hospital?
That's not a surprise. We've talked about it already.
Does it not bother you?
Sometimes I think she may be right. We should run away while we can. Question is, where can we go? Where is it safe?
Goodbye, Milton.
Another night.
Good evening, Doctor.
Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett. Good evening, Nurse.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Nurse. Good evening, Nurse.
Good evening.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
We have some of the most brilliant minds in London.
I'm quite...
Thank you for your time. Good evening, Nurse.
Good evening,
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins. Good evening.
Good evening, Doc.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Hello again.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. Good evening, Miss.
Evening.
Goodbye for now, Miss. Good evening.
I need blood, Doc.
I'll leave you. Good evening.
And good evening.
Goodbye, Dr. Strip. Good evening.
Good evening, Doc.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Doctor. With you at our side, Doctor.
I'm quite...
I know that Pembroke...
Thank you for your...
I understand you must be very angry about this unfair situation. I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife. I hope that might help.
It's locked.
Tomorrow, more bodies will arrive and then sadly depart.
It's locked, all right.
I'm managing a train terminal, not a morgue. Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again.
Are you afraid or uneasy?
Why?
Goodbye, Mr. Chidham.
Never ceases to amaze me how the dead seem peaceful and
It's locked, all right.
Sweet girl. Makes me like a book. I never could keep anything from her.
I cannot enter. Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to Good evening,
I'm okay.
I have to go now, sir.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Good evening.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
So many deaths.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
It's locked.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time. The flower's dying. It needs water. The flower's dying. It needs water.
It's locked, all right. Good evening.
Good evening.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins. Good evening.
Evening, Doc.
Why do you feel responsible for the injury, Thomas? What really happened?
I wasn't disfigured by any German shells. It happened during my leave. It was an accident.
Why lie about it?
Come on. It's one thing to come back disfigured by the Germans, and it's another to get injured in an accident that could have happened to anybody.
Beauty is not everything, Mr. Elwood.
Says Mr. Pretty Face.
Tell me what really happened then.
I went with a whore in Rouen.
Did you start?
No.